blue buildings and
No,
warehouses. Okay. See that beautiful blue?
yeah.
Kind of a
Yeah.
bluish, just a tinge of what I would call in the green range, but that's a blue, okay? So you
Okay.
see that. All right. So let's just walk a little down the street here for a second. You see, the problem is, Nino, a lot of people are thinking that what happened in Lahaina and in Paradise in California was normal and natural. See that there?
Yeah.
That building is metal. There's nothing that can really be burned by a regular fire. Buildings around it, no fire here. Where's the fire around here that caused those things to burn? Okay, but this building was hit by what we call a DEW weapon, a directed energy weapon. It was hit precisely. And these weapons are military. They are weapons of mass destruction. This was hit with precision, laser precision, okay? What you're seeing in there, is the charred out remains inside that building as though that was a normal fire that happened because some wildfire finally got to this location. That's not at all what happened. It was a military-grade weapon and wiped out.
After the devastating...
With exacting precision.
So you're saying metal was burned to... look at that. So all the blue places, all the blue...
There's blue stuff nearby that wasn't hit at all. This is slightly more of a green here. Hey, kiddo.
Jim was over there. Look at these. Look how these were zapped right here. All got like zapped.
Look at this.
And look at the melted. Look at this. And there's no fire.
That's metal.
Melted metal. Fires don't do that, Juanito. Not like that.
Okay, now just imagine if there's heat in the area, but what was going on? They were melted from the inside out. Okay, and tell your story. You had an exercise gym. This is Jeanette.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hi, we had a spin studio here called Enjoy the Ride Maui, and we had 30 bikes in there. And
you know, exercise bikes, Nino, you've been on them a million times.
This is called Emerald Plaza. There's no fire around here, just this building and a little bit next door. But on the outside, there's no fire anywhere. The concrete, the pavement, the trees, the bushes. But yet this whole building, it's like it got burned from inside
like
out.
A metal inferno.
Yeah,
it was pulverized.
30 bikes, you can't even see a shadow of them. They're just disintegrated, melted. There's all this metal melted, but no fire on the outside. And
how do you burn a building from the inside out with a wildfire? Wouldn't you think it'd start on the outside, Nino? Wouldn't you think that that would be the case? This metal is the charring, the burning is coming from the inside out. When you cook food in a microwave, it cooks from the inside out, by the way, just so you know. Something else is going on here.
So it was hit with a laser. It was like a laser, correct?
Well, it's a laser microwave, so it has energy in particular able to penetrate certain things.
So this building right here was a gym?
Because of the way it jiggles the molecules. So it literally just pulverized this building from the inside out. Her exercise studio that was here, stuff on the outside wasn't touched. There was no fire that reached to this. You know, where's the stuff that burns here in this asphalt? Okay, where's the trees or the bushes? Look at these trees out here. Those trees are just fine. They got a little heat from the building, but they didn't burn up in the fire. What the hell's going on here?
Jeez.
Okay, look at that.
Isn't the objective here, Juanito, to create a 15-minute city?
Well, certainly that's what people are concerned about. Look at that car back in there. But the reality is that if that's the objective, why go to this kind of an extreme to do it? Okay? Why go to this kind of an extreme to do it? And if they can do it here, where else can they do it? They did it in Paradise, California. What has to happen, Nino, before this is over, we have to get past the foolishness, the silliness, that this was anything approaching a normal fire. This was a weapon. Something, imagine if you lived during the World War II era, and suddenly we went from regular bombs to an atomic bomb. What would it be like if you were a citizen in the world at that time and suddenly were faced with the reality, we have a weapon powerful enough to explode a whole city, a mushroom cloud follows it, and then going from nuclear weapons of regular nuclear blast to a hydrogen bomb, and what that would be like. And I'm telling you, Nino, and this audience, this was not a normal fire. This is the use of a DEW weapon, a directed energy weapon, a weapon of mass destruction. And if they can do it here, if they can do it in Paradise, California, they can do it anywhere in America. They can do it anywhere in the world.
Unless you paint your roof blue.
No, let me tell you this, Nino. The weapon that we're talking about here, the weapons, there's various platforms, various styles and capabilities. Those weapons can be dialed into certain frequencies. In this case, it was the blue. Okay, look at the tanks back there. You probably can't see them very well. They
man, that metal is molten. I mean, melted. Yeah. Wow.
Well, this was really
fire doesn't do that, and then nothing else is touched. That doesn't happen.
No. There was heat inside this building, but it was captured inside here. This building was hit with a type of precision that's just plain hard to get your mind around. It's a laser-focused weapon.
And they're going to blame it on climate change.
Well, and again, part of the question is, they can blame it on anything they want. Are you going to buy that? Are you going to be able to be sold on that? In order to get to the truth of this, Nino, this audience, the people of Lahaina, the people of Maui, the people of Hawaii are going to have to lead the way, and they're going to have to demand, look, the fire chief here in Maui, this is outside of his job description to figure out. The local state authorities, do they have access to understand weapons of mass destruction like this, to understand the technology involved? The reality is that we have people within our defense system that understand exactly how these weapons work, exactly what they look like, and we have detection systems that can see these things.
Why Lahaina?
See, and that's part of the point. We don't have all the answers. To presume we know exactly what's going on, yeah, the 15-minute city thing, stuff that was going on even before the weapon hit, and the motivations, maybe we understand it, maybe we don't. Was that the point with the rail system that they wanted to put in, the rapid rail system in California, in the Paradise Valley, right through where all the heart of those homes were at that were destroyed? These are things that need to be discussed within a congressional investigation. Well,
yeah, good luck.
Nino, if we don't get it, then we will never get control of our country again. And yes, then we're toast.
Juan, what's
You have
the
to think about
them
what you're
using
saying,
this?
Nino. You got.
I know what I'm saying. I don't trust the Congress.
I know that, but Nino, I'm telling you, the people in Congress are the ones that, we supposedly vote there. If you're saying, and if you're right, that we can't get Congress to watch out for the interests of the people because they're bought and paid for by people above them that aren't the citizens.
I think it's obvious. I think it's very obvious when they look at these people. The fucking rhinos and.
Then, Nino, the reality is, yes, you're right. We're toast. There's no hope.
I'm not saying well, look what's happening. They're not even bringing this up in Congress. I mean, Juan, look at it. What's to stop them from doing this again? Blaming it on how hot it is outside, climate change. What's to stop them hitting us with an earthquake? Blaming that on climate change. This is what they're going to do. And I think what they're doing is taking out our infrastructure, bridges, train derailments, fires like this, and then they're going to hit us with a big one. Probably close to the election is what I'm guessing. That's where my mind's at. I think they're going to do incremental hits like this and then bam, hit us with something huge. That's probably going to make 9/11 pale in comparison, in my opinion. Am I right?
Well,
you think am I on the right track at least?
I think it's a concern. I think it's a valid concern. I think that what we have to do is decide if we're going to put up with it. Congress, our people are represented at the White House and the military and like that. Are they actually watching out for us and protecting? A new weapon was used here. We have defense detection systems that can easily see these weapons in play. Easily, it's transparent. It's just as light.
Yeah, but simple. The same people operating the weapons are the same people acting defense, using the defense. They didn't stop this. So the whole system's captured and compromised.
Okay, so again, is there accountability to the citizens or not?
To the citizens?
And if there isn't, then yeah, you got to find a bunker to hide in.
Yeah, but I mean, more than probably 90% of people don't even know what's going on. They don't even know what a direct energy weapon is.
Okay, so that's why we're having the conversation, Nino. That's why we're having the conversation, Nino.
Okay, so we hit about, I don't know, 50 to 100,000 people. I don't know.
But you know what? You have an important audience, and your audience with other audiences and the people here in Lahaina and Maui, they have the legal right to demand, not just ask, for their representative.
I think we're beyond that. This is so beyond that.
Okay, well, it might be.
This is beyond that. We're already here. They're already hitting us with microwave weapons, whatever the fuck this is. We're already here, man. This is it. Yep. You know, what do we do? What do we do? Let's take it to Congress, and they're all compromised. Okay, let's vote them out. Yeah, lucky on that one. It's like you don't even want to come on, man. I mean, I think this needs to be resolved in a different way, if there is a way, military or whatever. I don't know. I think it's time to go. It's time. They're going to keep hitting us with shit like this. Let's move. Juanito, I mean, some of these people that are not awake yet, they're choosing not to wake up. A lot of people are never going to wake up. Look, man, I just think it's time. It's time, okay? Or do we have to exhaust all avenues?
Well, again, there is a process that puts the people that we have in elected positions on the spot. We have a Congress for a reason. That Congress is supposed to have subpoena power into various agencies.
They're not going to do shit. Juan, you know that.
Well, if that's the case, then we're probably...
Look at Mike Johnson or whatever his name is. He's a fucking rhino. They're all rhinos and swamp rats, Juanito. I mean, how can we get justice through them when they're all just compromised? I don't understand what you're saying here. So we get mad and we march to the Capitol. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand what we do here.
Again, we have to determine and give those people that represent us an opportunity to use the powers that are within their scope to initiate.
So you're saying give them a chance to do the right thing?
I'm saying, look, what's your alternative, Nino? Are we all going to go get our 45s and go to war in the street? Who are you going to aim at? Who are you going to aim at? Okay, well, who are you going to aim at if you did? Who's the enemy? Who are you going to aim at?
I'm not saying I have the answer, but what I'm saying here is...
Okay, I'm telling you, the only answer that makes sense right now we start with the people who have authority to pull the strings on the people that are supposed to be defending us militarily. A military-grade weapon that is beyond the rest of the... Yeah, I did. Thank you. That are beyond, and we do have to fly, kiddo.
Okay,
beautiful. I've got Tina Peters here with me.
Tina said hello. Hey, Tina.
Yeah.
If the melted cars are still up.
I'm going to try and start one of the melted cars, see if we can get it working.
Oh, let's go check.
Sure, we can apply our... Oh, good-o. Nino. So, again, the only way you're going to get there, Nino, you and I cannot go force that the general, the guys with the codes to the secret doors and places where all these weapons are developed and perfected and fielded from, they're not going to give you anything.
But hold on, time out. But if the military is in control, why are they letting this shit happen?
Okay, wait a second.
Well, I mean, that's what it says, right? I'm just asking questions that the audience wanted to know.
Okay, I have a question for you, Nino. Which part of the military are you asking the question about?
The one, I guess, well, I know Trump is nuclear and beyond, right? Wouldn't they be able to stop something like this?
You forget what I've said. There is different groups that are aligned in different places. So
this is a civil war in our military. That's really what's happening here.
Well, it's a question of authorities. Thanks, girl.
That's what it seems like to me. That's what I think this 60,000 man army is that Mike King talked about. SGN came on and talked about these notices that are being put out. I think they have to be. I would imagine they're real. I would think they're real. They could be fake. I don't know. Could be bullshit. I don't know. They seem real. It makes logical sense to me that there's a battle within our government and within our military. So what's the answer to that one, Nino?
A lot of times,
people are frustrated.
I know that, Nino. I'm trying to help you. A lot of times, just like what happened when we did the church committee hearings in the mid-'70s, and with congressional subpoena power, found out what was really going on over at the CIA. And then what did they do? Because nothing is static here. The people that are stealing control of America and these three-letter agencies and authorities, they're responding. It was in the aftermath of the CIA getting their feet to the fire and the people that were directors over there that we got SDF, which Carter put into place with an executive order, and moving power into other places. Of course, Homeland Security, moving all the intelligence operations under one roof. There's a lot of back and forth. Not all the people in government, including elected office, are bad guys, but they do have to, kind of look at, how far can they go without, being in trouble. Are the people awake enough to assist them to get to the truth? Even the Supreme Court cannot move without the people giving them some backup and support, really. That's what it comes down to. We have to exert some authority from the people. When the king were in control of the world, back before the Magna Carta, It took the people rising up to force the issue and then end up with the Magna Carta. Right of the governed in order to rule. Okay? We have to exercise our authority as the people over those people that would like to make everybody think they have the right to rule and govern over us. It's work that still has to be done. Look, either the representatives choose to represent us, they pick a side, or they choose to represent. Here, let's put a blue roof on this church. Re-roofing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised that wasn't hit.
Well, yeah, there's actually some drama.
You just said it yourself. Let's put a blue roof on there. So really the
all
buildings that were blue.
Temporary house, or all the new housing that they're putting in is blue.
Wow, really?
Seriously, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, and the Tommy Bahamas umbrellas were still up. Yeah, and of course we had some of those folks had dinner with me the night talking about this. So anyway, Nino, we're not going to solve this today. I wanted to just show this. It's a more important conversation. Look, a military-grade weapon was used on America. A weapon as sophisticated and as banned as any nuclear weapon that exists also, both by where it was deployed from and how it was utilized and what its purposes were. Were the people of Lahaina that are affected and were affected, are they just somebody's collateral damage in some bigger game? Whether it's to make a 15-minute city or to do a threat for control, is the next location a major city, a major city?
The next location
LA,
is the Baltimore Bridge. The next location.
Well, and again, that's a different technology completely, with the ghosting of the GPS and shutting down of the electrical system.
Okay, and what I think is going to be next is an earthquake in California.
And that capability exists. The Cascadia Fault further north, not quite California. The dam, the fault, even with the eclipse, the New Madrid fault, the quake that happened 150, almost 200 years ago.
What if they hit us?
Happened right after an eclipse in that region with a near situation.
What if they hit us with an earthquake and then at the same time hit us with a direct energy weapon? Hit the Hoover Dam or hit whatever, take those out, and then all these displaced illegals are going to go all over the place. They're going to be moving out millions of people, let's say from California, into your towns, into your cities, stressing your resources, your infrastructure. Crime's going to spike. I mean, that's what I think they're going to do.
Well, Nino, you're in the right zip code, because it's probably, almost certainly, without a doubt, multiple things stressing our state, political, infrastructure, roads, highways, bridges, tunnels, power, military, every way that you can be stressed in order to take out the supports. Just like you have, when you look at the demolition of a building, when they go in to do a controlled demolition, they'll first get out all the strength they can safely with people, workers inside there. They'll put explosives at key joints, key connections. And then when they start the demolition of the building, they will rapidly blow out those key supports. And they do it in a wave form, whereas it's collapsing, the weight carries like a zipper into the next section, the next section, the next section. And it just carries all of the structure down in this progression. So we have to think in terms of being under attack, and we need not a police investigation, not a Justice Department investigation, not a fire department investigation. We need military resources directed and under the direction of Congress to look at what was in play, what did we know, and when did we know it. I guarantee you, Nino, that we can see from our satellites both the impact of these weapons and the source. We know with precision where they came from and who was behind pulling the triggers on those weapons. This is an attack on America.
We know who is behind it. Is that what you said?
From a military perspective.
Was China involved?
Check those weapons with precision. Rather than guess at it, Nino, all of the people on the outside are guessing. They have.
So who was involved?
Look at this. We need a congressional investigation in the open with testimony by the expert. What did you know and when did you know it? Who behind it and what we act and why haven't we or what have we done to protect us from the next attack? Who's and what are we doing to protect our citizens from the next time somebody wants to use this, or not just American citizens, anywhere in the world? And these weapons are so laser precise, Nino, that they could take out and probably have on numerous occasions specific business, specific locations, specific citizens, and you didn't even know it because it wasn't this big, this dramatic.
So you think they could pinpoint a person and take them out, just melt them?
Oh, we have that from what they did in China. You know, that's simple 5G stuff. If you have two 5G towers where you do an interference signal, you can boil water at a half a mile. Boil a gallon of water, that's you, Nino. I can kill you right there on the spot. And in the Wuhan district in China, we have thousands of videos. People just walking down the street supposedly died of COVID, but 1 second they're walking okay, and then they start to get wobbly. Next thing they're on the ground wiggling. Why? Because they got hit with a microwave weapon that was broadcast from the 5G towers. And we know that before what happened in Wuhan and after, we're missing 25 million cell phone signals that we monitor. We know how many people got cell phones. And they're gone. They're not using them anymore. Well, where'd the people that were using them go? Okay, that's what's going on here. You're looking at the use of directed energy weapons, highly precise weapons that can be turned on Americans. There is no excuse for not having the congressional investigations. Zero. Let the citizens that live here come testify before Congress about what they've seen. Bring the samples of what they've worked with. Let the experts come in and testify. And then if Congress wants to play a game, let them have their dopey ass experts come in and tell us this is the directed energy weapon here. That all of the military and people that came in here to stop us from looking at this, what fire in America have you ever seen where they went to such extremes to block the people from coming in and looking at it? Why? Because there's evidence of directed energy weapons having been used here. So let's stop the baby talk. Let's stop the dumbass talk. Let's have an honest conversation and force those that are supposed to represent it to prove it by having honest investigations. And if they won't do honest investigation, if they pick a lane to try and further obfuscate and lie to us and piss on us and tell us it's raining, then we take them out. We vote them out. We have recall elections. We do whatever we have to. If Nino, the alternative, you can't go there.
Vote
Nino.
them out. We tried doing that twice in a row.
If we're not going to be able to get the people that are supposed to represent us to do their job, then
they're not. I'm going to tell you. Okay, spoiler alert. They're not doing their job. Okay, they're not. I don't know what to say, Juan. They're not. And you want us to vote them out? Didn't we try that? Didn't we try to vote them out in 2020 and in 2022?
You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it with cricket machines. That's absolutely true.
Okay, so what then? I mean, I'm just stating the obvious here. You're not going to vote them out. We already tried it.
But Nino.
Well, I mean, it makes no sense.
Okay, then we're on to the alternative.
Okay, so then, yeah, what's the alternative then? What's the alternative? Because it looks like we're there.
You tell me what the alternative is. Do you really want to go there?
Well, if
what
the military's in
portion of
control,
the
I would say
military, and when are they going to do it, Nino? And if it's
well,
not the
I
military,
would say we're getting hit with direct energy weapons. We're getting hit. The bridge is getting hit. I mean, we're getting taken out left and right. I think it's time, Juanito.
okay, well,
Well,
we'll
okay,
have to
then more.
continue
Let's
the
just suffer some more.
conversation. We'll have to continue the conversation, Nino. I'm going to trust that even people that may not otherwise have understood this in positions of authority, there's enough of them still left as a core that we have a prayer. Because if we don't have that, if we don't have enough guys that understand it's their grandma, it's their sister, it's their wife, it's their kid, they're being threatened by this cult that's attacking us, then, you might as well bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. I still think we got a shot at it. We got a shot at it without going to civil war in America. And if I'm wrong, Nino, and you're right,
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just
everybody
frustrated.
needs to say your prayers. We're done.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I'm just telling you what the audience feels. Everyone's frustrated and pissed
I
off.
understand they feel that, Nino. I understand it. But that kind of a conversation won't fix it. That kind of a conversation means that the infrastructure of America is so destroyed that everybody should just go hide somewhere and stop and not try. We're American. If people claim to be representing us and they're not, we take them out of office through some legitimate means. We put somebody that actually represents us in there. If they're stealing elections through election machine fraud, which is how we got this president, let's all be honest, how we got a lot of these members of Congress into play is through fraudulent elections.
And meanwhile, as they steal our elections, they hit us with direct energy weapons. They knock down bridges. They have an open border where millions upon millions of criminals are coming in. And you're telling me we need to go vote them out? Come on, man.
Okay, but you're skipping right over key points of what I said, Nino. And I hope everybody.
I know. I'm just trying to understand.
But Nino, I'm trying to help you.
Makes no sense.
If I just say that you're never going to get a free election, you're never going to get the election solved, then we better just arm up and go to war, town to town, city to city. And by the way, Nino, you can have the best militia in Texas, and you know what? With every gun and all the 50 calibers and fully automatic and explosives and vehicles to block the entrance to town and everybody's food supply buried under the house. You know what? You couldn't stop 1 second of a laser microwave weapon attack using what was used on Paradise Valley and Lahaina. Okay? If I feel like the Indians trying to fight back an attack using polio, and you don't even know where it's coming from or how it's being waged against you. Yeah. The people that represent America that are in those offices need to pick a lane. And we need to stop this stupid use of machines that are easily frauded. That's what's going to come out more and more every day. Stop the stupid, dumbass, early vote, bank the vote stuff. What kind of dumbass idiots who do not want to talk about...
You're preaching to the choir. My whole audience knows this. We all know this.
And
but it's like, okay, so then what?
We are going to change the way the votes are conducted county by county. The federal government doesn't direct how the vote's done. County by county, everybody's got to show up. Or your Lahaina. Bro, I'm going into an area where I'm going to lose you.
I know. I actually know exactly where you're at. I've driven that. All right, Juanito.